the cutest. They do morning announcements every Monday, and there's always like a different student. I don't know if they're like part of the leadership group or something, but there's always a different student that gets to do it. And I think it's the cutest thing. And this one, he or she, I think it was a little boy. I listened to the name, I can't quite remember, but they were talking so fast, but like we're so articulate. I was like, okay, we can do this. Welcome to a couple days in the life. Vlogging at work is hard because I feel like I'm always getting interrupted, but okay. I thought someone was walking up to my door. Anyways, couple days in the life. It is Monday, and if you're familiar with my Monday vlogs, you know I don't really see a lot of students on Mondays unless I'm doing assessments or things like that. I have a huge prep/meeting day, and today is going to be a lot of meetings. I have 2 meetings starting at 10 o'clock, and then I have another at 1:30, and then I go to my in-home session. I was thinking I was going to try and pull a little guy that I am doing an assessment on, so I'm going to see if he's here and if I can get him before I leave in an hour. But I also was thinking I have time tomorrow to see him, and you'll be here because it would be kind of nice to just kind of take you through what I'm doing in terms of that assessment and maybe have more clinical chats with you just so I can kind of think through some things. I also wanted to, give you a little inspiration from this video for fall and winter preschool speech therapy activity ideas. We've been doing a lot of different things lately, and I haven't really had a chance to like sit down with you and show you all the things. And then we also have some fun things coming up that are planned, that I figured this video could be something that you like bookmark, and then when you're like out of ideas over the next couple months as we go through the winter seasons, you can pull it up and be like, oh, this would be a good idea. My goal is to make things as easy to prep for you as possible, but it kind of depends on the resources you have. And so again, this is just a little bit of inspo. So I think what I'm going to do right now actually is pull some of my favorite things that we've been using, the things that are coming up to use, and we'll sit down at the therapy table and we'll go through it. Why not? Let's start with me sharing what we did last week. Now, this activity, it's probably too late for this one because it is a turkey related activity, so for like Thanksgiving, but this is just to give you kind of an idea of how we've been creating ideas based on stories and kind of going along with different themes, falling into the seasons and all things like that. So this activity, I'm going to talk about these for other reasons, but this activity is based on a Matt and Molly story, which is all about a hungry turkey. And so the idea is we read the story with the kids, we brought in a turkey. One student got to be Matt, one student got to be Molly. We fed the turkey, we brought in the play food that the turkey eats. We even brought in real food for the kids to try and decide if they like it or don't like it. Everything that I typically do in my push-in sessions or in speech pull-out sessions, I am always using a core board with. With functional words, we have our 40-word core board that's always out, but I also can create and do, or my SLPA does, create context-specific language boards with some of the core words, like the most used core words on them. And so with this one, we were specifically targeting like, and then if it tasted good or bad. And so they got a lot of exposure to those core words. We used the signs, we used the pictures. And so any activity that I go through, you'll see there's core board activities that go along with it, or just a core board or a context specific core board that can go along with it. So the reason I point this activity out first is because if you haven't heard me talk about Matt and Molly's stories before, they are so amazing. If you have a budget for material orders and you work with the pediatric population, I would highly recommend looking into adding them to your materials. You can buy the books like this in sets. I believe there's like a season set. So I do have all of like the seasons, autumn, winter, spring, and summer. I don't know why I had to think about that. So the thing that's nice about these is there's like planned out activities for you. It comes with, how many stories come in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they come with anywhere between like 6 to 10 stories, I would say. And it's really nice because sometimes I will use one story a week. I won't do them every week, but if you did want to kind of use them as like having your story for the week, you could do that every season almost, or use it over the span of 2 weeks. There's so much you can do with them, so you're not going to get all that done in one session anyways. Like you might just read the story one session, go over the vocabulary, ask WH questions. The nice thing is the author has put that in your script so that they all come with this main booklet that has a script. And this is not sponsored, by the way, I just love these so much. But you have your little script, you have your yes, no questions, your WH questions, suggested props if you want to act it out with the kids. And then all of the stories come with 3 to 4 picture scene cards that don't have words. So as you're reading the script, you're going through the story and you can sequence it out. You can turn it over and talk about what goes first, then last, next, whatever. And so they're so good. And so when looking at the fall ones, there's obviously pumpkin ones, there's the turkey one, but there is also like raking leaves because it goes with the season. There's one about making a pancake. So I really love that, and I really love all the things you can do with these stories. So in thinking about, now that I know fall is kind of going away, there is one in the fall that we're gonna do. It's called The Beautiful Wreath. We're still gonna do that in December because technically December is still fall, and I like that they acknowledge this, or most of December is, right? The portion of December we're still in school is still fall, but we will start a lot of our holiday activities as well. And one of my favorite holiday themed activities to do involves snowmen, because I feel like even though in Southern California our kids, we might see snow on the mountains, but not all of them have experienced snow on a daily basis. It is fun to talk about the snowmen, and if you see snow on the mountains, like you could go up and build a snowman or whatever. But I will be doing a story that involves a snowman, and it is so cute. But if you do want to get creative with it, you could have the kids make their own snowman and just have like the hat, the scarf, the gloves, everything that like is a part of the story, have it prepped, and then the kids can be putting them on in the sequence of the story. I also have a big snowman that I got on Amazon, which you could then just kind of makeshift and then Velcro on out of construction paper. The hat, the scarf, and the gloves. So that's an activity idea for the upcoming seasons, just to get your mileage out of the snowman themes or the holiday themes. Speaking of snowmen, having a good song is always fun. You can Google this song. It's called 5 Little Snowmen, and then we have just created our own songboard out of it. So as you sing it, because there's 5 snowmen, the kids get to take the 5 snowmen off of the hill. This is like 5 little ducks. So 5 little snowmen all made of snow. And then as like you go through the song, out comes the sun, one melted away. So the kids get to take it off. Kind of somber, but then they get to put it all back on and build a snowman at the end or whatever if you want. Get creative. But having themed songs is really fun too, because the kids do love that. So you can see it right now. We're kind of going through, we have the 5 little turkeys. Again, Google has helped us, and then my Slippa just created a board that went with it with all the core words. We have 5 fall leaves back there, which is really fun. Another thing to keep in mind, we're gonna go back to fall real quick. I was jumping the gun with winter, but we don't wanna go there quite yet. We're still in fall. Scarecrows. Scarecrows are really good fall things, and a couple weeks ago I took this into circle time. It's Scarecrow, what do you see? I believe it says it's by Communication Window. I feel like we got this as a freebie a couple of years ago. Like it went on, I don't know if it's still a freebie on Teachers Pay Teachers, but it was. So that's where you could find it if it's still there, Communication Window. And this is just really fun because it's like the same idea as Brown Bear, and the kids are very familiar with that. So they can find all the things and match and take them off here, put them on here. So it's very hands-on and very on theme. And then you get to target goals like identification, one-on-one correspondence, and then, obviously we're pairing it with core. So like take off, put on. yeah, so what? We got Matt and Molly, we got songboards, we have stories, just thinking of all the different ways you can take maybe what you already have and then pop it into a themed activity for fall and winter is kind of the idea. Other ideas for you, especially going into, I know this video is coming out and we're going to start thinking of all of our holiday session planning and themes for holidays. So I did kind of mention this already. I found this on Amazon. I have a snowman one. It's got Velcro all over it. I have a tree one, like a Christmas tree. But again, I like the snowman. I will use the Christmas tree if the kids want it, but I like the snowman because it's, again, a little bit more like inclusive as far as, the different holidays that my students might be celebrating. The idea with these, which is really fun, hold on. We are going to push in with this activity with our alternate. This is by AbleNet. I believe you can find it on their website, and it's called an alternate. I'll link it for you. But I have put, it's a spinner. It's a giant spinner, which you can find much cheaper ones at like Target and stuff. I just like that this one, I got it when I moved into this speech room. That's really all I have to say about that. But we have it Velcroed so we can do different activities. So if you haven't already guessed, the idea is we are going to take all the little ornament pieces or like the scarf, the hat, everything that came with this snowman on Amazon. I don't know where my pieces went. Found them. We're gonna take all the pieces and we made them into we just made little icons to put on the alternate. So like there's color descriptions, there's size descriptions, there's object functions, something you can wear that kind of hit all the different pieces that you can find in this little bin of ornaments. And so when they spin it, then they're gonna have to be like, oh, something yellow, and find, whatever is yellow. And then we can name it, we can target speech sounds if we want to, but I like that we can target a couple different language goals with this alone. So look, something that's a square, and they have to match and find something that's a square. But it's just so fun because they love getting to spin this. When I do this, any activity with the alternate in our speech sessions, I will put the things up around the room. So then they have to go on a little scavenger hunt. It gets that movement in, it keeps them engaged and wanting to come back and spin again, because then they have to go on another little scavenger hunt. So that's a really fun hack when you're in a space. Like if I'm pushing into the classroom, it's a little harder to do that way. But if you have a space where you can kind of create a scavenger hunt for your sessions, it's so rewarding for the kids. So highly recommend that. And then obviously we can do the same thing with the Christmas tree. So, that's the idea there. Another idea, especially around Christmas time, so the kids are excited about opening presents. They understand that concept. I'm noticing like, at 3, 4, they're really into it. Like my second year preschoolers really get it. My first year preschoolers are kind of like, yeah, I kind of understand. But my second year really love it. So when I pull out these, they're the learning resources present boxes. You can also use the alternate, because look, if you put the colors all around, they get to spin, and whatever color they land on, they get to open. And then if you have your core board out, obviously you're working on things like, I can't point backwards right here, open, and you're naming what's inside. Again, object identification, object functions are really good with these. I'll link these. I've had these in my Amazon storefront forever because they are such a hot activity. Everybody loves these. So pulling them out during the holiday season is a really fun thing to do. And then I think this is probably the last activity that I have right now. If I think of any more tomorrow, I'll definitely tag that on. But I'm also looking at the clock and I know I'm gonna have to leave soon for my meeting. So this is what does it look like to you? It's a holiday sensory bin. So I've just thrown over the years things I've collected from like the dollar section at Target when things were truly $1, or 99-cent store, Dollar Tree, whatever. And I have I found these at Target years ago. They're these like big big, like fluffy, almost like cotton balls, but they're not. And they're such a good sensory experience. Like squeezing this is so soothing to me for some reason. I had found these. I tried doing cotton in this and it was such a mess. So I don't recommend using cotton for a holiday sensory bin, but the snowballs are fun. I also sometimes like having snowball fights in the speech room. So these are really fun for that. If I can find anything similar, I bet you on Amazon I can link it for you because I've not seen these in quite some time. But we have, of course, our context-specific language board with our regulatory words already at the bottom, but then all the things you can find in here. So we can put sentences and phrases together like, I found this, I like it, my turn, put in, take out, how is it? What is it like? Soft, hard, is it shiny? So all those things are in there. But yeah, I have everything from like little finger puppets that I found to sensory squishy type things. So that's also a fun idea, just putting together a quick sensory bin. Basically the whole idea is like having, again, I'm going to go back to my songs and stories that you can kind of take and then maximize what you do with them. You know, you don't just have to read a story. I do really love using, I know like in winter, the story The Mitten, there's a story called Snow that's really cute. And if you take the stories and then you think of what activity can I do? After reading the snow story, can we look through the snow and find different things? You know, the snow sensory bin. After reading or singing the snowman song, let's do an activity and kind of just reinforce maybe all the vocabulary that we were talking about in the song. Is the snowman melting? Is it sunny outside? There really is, like, when it comes to thinking through those activities and those therapy plans, there's a lot you can do with a little. You just have to get creative sometimes and kind of trust the process. But again, I'm just here to kind of lend a little bit of inspiration for you for some of these things. I always will say, go back to your core, go back to functional communication, words and goals and things you can do to kind of work around maybe some of those functional concepts with your activities. Always have them available, especially I'm of course coming from a preschool mind, so like that is so essential for me in my program. But also when you're doing articulation activities or anything like that, having things like this that, you know, you get immediate like reinforcers out of, or the present boxes, those are really good. Or even like the felt boards and things like that, where you practice your sound, you get to spin, you know, and then you get to put the piece on the snowman or go search around the room and get up and get moving. All of those things are so essential. And I wouldn't just say they're essential, like especially that movement piece. That's not just essential for preschool. It's essential for all kids. You know, when I was working in middle school years ago for my internship, like I had activities where we'd have to get up and they'd get to do board games on the whiteboard because they needed to get out of their seats. Even I, as an adult, like I'm tired. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes and I'm like ready to move on. So, yeah, just keep those things in mind. And, you know, at the end of the day, have fun, build connection. That's where it's at. All right, I'm gonna drink my smoothie and then I'm heading to a meeting and then we'll catch up. All right? We got some packages, and I thought it could be fun to do a little unboxing to kind of end off our day. Just a little recap really fast because it's so sweet. After my meeting, my day at work was pretty much done, and so I went to my in-home session that I look forward to this session. And it's so funny because I've been working with this family since July, but they're a family that I used to know years ago, and we reconnected through a mutual friend because they were looking for a speech therapist. And so I was just like automatic, yes, I don't have to think about it. I love you guys. Can't wait to work with you again. And the little girl that I'm working with, I just see a lot of similarities when I was her age in you know, between the two of us. The minute we reconnected, I felt the connection. And sometimes that's automatic. As a therapist, sometimes it takes some time. And I've had it both ways. And with her, it was just very automatic. And you know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, I feel like there's that intrinsic motivation. We just have good relationship-driven communication going on. And then, you know, just seeing how she is with her siblings, it mirrors a lot of how I was growing up with my siblings. And it's very sweet and I love it. And it's just really cool. So anyways, that was a long story, but to kind of sum it up, today, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen them, and today I walked in the house and her mom was just like, very much like, I have to tell you before anything else, she has been so sad since you haven't been here. You are her favorite. I was like, well, the feeling's mutual, because I was like, I look forward to these sessions every Monday. Like 3 o'clock can't come soon enough. It's just very sweet, and I'm very, very grateful. And honestly, it really put the sunshine back into my life today. I really needed that. I've been a little emotional the last couple days. There's been a lot of like big decisions that they feel like big decisions for me, which I will obviously share more about probably later. But I feel like life is lifing its way right now. And I'm really, really practicing what I preach in terms of letting go and surrendering to whatever happens. And so I mean, things are good, but like, it's just those changes and that shift that happens. And I don't know if it's because the year is ending, and that's sometimes when you start reflecting more on the year and like, you know, looking back, and I don't know what's going on, but I just feel that in my heart, and why not share it? But anyways, that's how the day ended. And then we walked. Mark is now at a meeting. He has a work meeting. So I'm flying a little solo on a Monday night, which is not usual for me, but it's kind of, I like the variety, you know, miss him, but love the variety. So I don't know if you've been paying attention to this box right here, but it is, I love every box. They reached out to me. We're actually doing a TikTok campaign. By the time this video comes out, though, I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to share this. So if not, I'll just edit this out. But they reached out and were like, would you be interested in working together on TikTok? And I was like, you are my dream. Yes. I keep seeing Love everywhere, and I've been wanting to buy one of their kits for my kids, and I cannot wait. That's why it kind of rattles. I'm so excited for what's in there. Oh, I have a cut on my hand. I hope I didn't reopen it. But before we open that, I want to just open some maybe boring Amazon boxes with me. Actually, one of the things in here is actually something that I bought for speech therapy. So I'm excited about this. Let's see, what did Marie order? Oh, this is the most exciting one. Tape. We were out of tape, so I ordered tape. I got this book, Stir, Crack, Whisk, Bake, and it's a board book. We know I love my board books. And my friend actually was recommending it, and she has the Speech Tree Co. minis, and she bought an extra set and was offering it, and I was like, yes, please, I will take it. That's so sweet. And so it goes with this book. So I'm so stinking excited to use this as a push-in session. And then I was like looking at it, and I was like, you know who would love this book? I want my niece to have one too. So this is gonna go with my niece's, her birthday's coming up. So I'm gonna put this with her birthday gift. I just think it's so cute. And I was also thinking of getting her maybe like, she has like a play kitchen, but maybe I specifically get her like a baking set. I need to talk to my sister-in-law and see if she has anything like that. Or I was thinking of getting her like a chef's hat and like an apron. That'd be so cute. So if she doesn't have that, we'll get it. And then this is actually what I'm probably the most excited about right now, because I'm gonna put these in if they fit. I hope they fit. These are pot and pan racks for us to have better organization in the kitchen. There's this box, which I'm just gonna take this upstairs. I'm not gonna open it with you. All that's in here are my packaging boxes, my shipping boxes for the journals. So when you shop Love Every, from what I experienced, you can get their toys in like developmentally appropriate kits. So like anywhere from 0 to I think 5. So when I was looking for a kit, I was really looking for toys, one, that meet the developmental needs of the majority of my students. A lot of my kids are exploratory. They're in the like kind of cause and effect stage when it comes to play. We're working on a lot of functional play, and I feel like it pairs really well with functional communication. And so, you know, I like to make sure I have things that I can make AAC work with. You know, obviously you can make it work with anything, but like make language boards for or whatever. And so I got, let me see, oh my gosh, this is lovely. Does it tell you? I got the Babbler kit, which is actually the 13 through 15 month, but I like that, like, so everything that's in the kit is on here. So I'll pull it out one by one for you. But basically I liked, when I looked at this, the majority of these toys I would use today with my kids. I also feel like, yes, they're 13, 14, 15 months, but they kind of can go, you can kind of go beyond that with most kids, just because some of these things are still fun for kids at 3 years old. But again, a lot of my kids are at that like exploratory functional play stage. So I wanted to get toys that would meet those needs. So the first thing, they're just so beautiful. Like the quality is just gorgeous. Look at how beautiful this puzzle is. There's just a bunch of different happy kids behind here. I love how inclusive it is and diverse. So that's really a beautiful puzzle. A play guide. So everything in this kit, there's like a description of maybe how you can play with it, which I really like for parents. Book, how cute. Bedtime for Zoe. That is so cute. Like real everyday routines. And I love this because we can talk about like, oh look, just like a picture. There's not even words on some of these pages. That's really nice. But I can adapt this. I could put core words on here. Like this is now it's time for mama to wash Zoe's hair. So we could have like a picture of wash, a core word wash. Splash and play in the water, play. Like we could pick different core words and work on them with the story. So that's really fun. And then what else did we get? These are beautiful toys. Like just the quality. I think they're gorgeous. Little bunnies. Again, there's like a little description of how to play with them. I don't want to take off this because I want to show it on TikTok. So sorry, but this is like little bunnies that you can take out and put in, which I think is really cute. I love how soft this is. Like it's just like a plush toy. There's like a little shape sorter situation. You just kind of got to put it together. This is like stacking rings. It's a wooden stack and slot. Oh, this is cool. The materials in all of these are FSC certified sustainably harvested wood with water-based non-toxic finish, child-safe plastic. Love that. Love that. My favorite thing, and this is the reason I got this overall, was this. It's a, what do they call it on here? I call this a ball tower, but what do they call it? Slide and sleek. Is that, I can't talk. Slide and seek ball run. This gem of a toy, I have something similar at one of my sites, but I don't have another one for my other site. So there's these little balls in here that obviously go down, but I loved this version of it because look at all the language you can get out once it goes in here. So usually the one that I have, once they come down the ramp, they roll. And I love that this adds an element for language. Oh, now we open, and I sometimes like to do knock, knock, open to get some action imitation in, but there's different ways to open the doors. There's down, there's to the side, there's a little, like, one of these, so you have to put your hands in and get it, or there's this one. So it's like those lock and key puzzles almost. Oh, I love that so much. That's so beautiful. I'm gonna start making dinner and shower in the night. So I think what I'll do is I will see you in the morning because we've had quite a lot of time chatting today. But we'll get back together tomorrow morning for a fun push-in day. Also pull out. I do have that AAC assessment that we're gonna do together. So yeah.
Hey y'all, I realized as I was editing this vlog that, well, things are a little bit off. The first thing being the timing. This vlog was actually filmed before my 2 vlogs that have already come out over Thanksgiving break. There was a lot that had to get done and some just, logistical things. And then this vlog was kind of pre-batched. But I realized in this vlog I was talking about feeling off and kind of the weight emotionally that I was feeling. If you saw the Thanksgiving vlogs, then you are probably aware of it, but maybe weren't aware of it to the extent that I was feeling this way. And so I just want to thank you for letting me show up here, whether the timing is on or off, and be a human. The fact that we can connect over this kind of spiritual growth is really meaningful to me. So thank you for being here with me and finding the joy through it all. And I am excited to see you in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whatever time you're in. And I cannot wait to see you next.